Hello, my name is Finn and I like to go outside. I wanted to record what I do out here, just show my friends and show off the woods. This is the woods behind my house. It is currently owned by Progressive, but they're selling it, which makes me pretty sad for $8 million. Definitely can't afford that. I grew up here. I just wanted to show what it's like in case it is sold to someone who makes it all go away. Short forewarning, I am going to be pretty out of breath when I walk because my body doesn't like to function correctly. So this is the lid to our old sandbox. Under here I keep some bones. There's a jaw in there. And then there's a raccoon skull somewhere in here. However, apparently we have piled up a lot of trash, so I don't know where it went. Also, I don't keep bones in like a creepy way. I just find them interesting. I let the animals, complete the life cycle, and then the bones are remaining, so I'll take them. Here is a pond that my brother digs out. Sometimes we get frogs in there. Right now it's a lot of mosquito larvae, which kind of hurts me, but they're important for the ecosystem, so let it happen. This is a nice little path my brother made with some dead trees. It helps us reduce the amount of vegetation we're crushing when we walk, and then also just establishes a way back because my family doesn't have a lot of sense of direction. Oh, so here's some possum bones that I found after a possum died and then decomposed and all the meat was cut off. Okay, so this tree is where we used to put like dead chipmunks and stuff when our animals caught it. And then if you see that plank of wood, this used to be like a Halloween attraction that our neighbors would throw, probably before I was born. There's nothing remaining now, but it had like fake bars, so like a fake jail, and then there was some sort of something hanging down a chain from that tree. So we kind of tore it apart. A baby robin over there, vibing. It's nice to see them all, but they're kind of stupid because they're young. You know how it is. If you follow that main path, like what goes beyond what my brother made, you get to these remnants of this blue car. Now, this blue car was also part of the Halloween attraction. You can see the bumper right there. It was covered in red paint, so we liked to beat it with sticks as a kid. And then there was this like weird ghost decoration that was hanging over there. But let's just say it was on fire, so it's not here anymore. We got a nice patch of moss here. I mean, it's obviously all over, but there's the sporophyte generation. Wow. We've coined this tree the hissing tree because there was an animal that lived in it that used to hiss at us whenever we walked by. You can kind of see the hair that's still there. And it hasn't lived in there for some time. So a couple years ago, we had these squirrels in our front yard, and one of them we coined Squirrely Chum Chum. So once we found Squirrely Chum Chum in rigor mortis, we put Squirrely Chum Chum inside of that tree to commemorate his life. So this tree that I'm walking towards, pretty sure it's an oak. I can't really see because it's high up there, but the big ones in this woods are usually oak. It's my second favorite tree. Get some nice slugs after it rains, not usually before then. A lot of coyotes like to poop here. This log next to it had some really nice chicken in the woods a couple years ago. You can actually still see like its remnants. Definitely not as orange and pretty, but if I find the picture that I have on my phone, I will put it up. When you walk around this tree, you get to my old unicycle. I don't know how it got here. I don't ask questions. It's really broken. I'll take it out eventually, but commemorates that part of my life, I guess. I have a nice trillium here. I didn't get to see any that were blooming. I missed the season. It was like 40 degrees and I wasn't dealing with that. But it's nice to see that they, I guess, were here. This log is where a lot of fungi comes up in, what month are we in? This is summer, so it comes up in fall. They're the white ones. Boar's head, I don't know. I'll put a picture and whatever it is called. But I really like it. Usually we get a lot of deer mushrooms at the end over there. I don't think they're up right now. So this tree really likes, wow, my brain is so blank right now. Pear-shaped puffballs, as you can see in like the dead parts. If you can kind of see the spores coming out, the best time to go pop these bad boys is at the end of spring, and it brings out these like tons of green spores. It's definitely something you should do as kids. You will get covered in green spores though, and it's probably not the best to inhale. We have another old car. It was a white truck, got somewhat graffitied, as did that tree, which makes me sad. But we get some nice mushrooms over there at sometimes. I don't know. Doesn't belong here. Makes me sad to see. Wouldn't be mad if it weren't here anymore. If you turn around from that white truck and walk through a bunch of poison ivy, you get to this yucky looking pond. Now, a lot of tadpoles are here. It looks a little dry right now. Sometimes we'll get, obviously the tadpoles grow up into frogs, which, fun fact, frogs are my favorite animal if you don't know me in real life. And it used to not be as shrouded with like, shrouded? Like, we used to actually be able to walk around it, but invasive plants have pretty much popped up all over the place. For reference, that pond starts over there and is connected to other bodies of water that stems all the way down here. Beyond, like, there's a field and it spans past that way, and then a stream comes by back here. So the stream is pretty dry right now, but somewhat of a, oh my god, that hurt my brain. But look, a deer skull. I checked it last week and there was still brain on it, so we're gonna leave it there for like at least a month more, because that was nasty. I ain't taking that yet, but that's pretty cool. It has like the antler stuff, so it was a buck. Cash money. I'm taking a pit stop, or Pete stop as you would say in cars, to sit on these nice grapevines in front of the little pond. So in the beginning of spring, a bunch of these spring peepers spawn here, and genuinely, like, I can't come here without headphones because it is so loud, like deafening, and I love it so much. I think I already said that frogs are my favorite animal, but they are. I don't think I'll see any now. It seems that it's pretty dried up, even when, frog. I get sidetracked pretty easily, so I don't know what I've already talked about. But I'm still here at whatever this is technically classified as. God, what was I saying? Okay, I remember. Basically, I would go frog catching, except it's like covered in plants, and I don't want to be too detrimental to their like habitats, because I'd pretty much have to walk directly through the mud. And I don't want to trample on anything that's like spawning. So I just appreciate from afar. Okay, I just found a really old cola bottle that's kind of broken, but it's literally just called Diet Cola. I'll try to figure out what year it is. It poured water all over my hand. That's so funky. I've never seen it before. This is so cool. I've pretty much scoured like every part of this. Ooh. Apologies, I get pretty dizzy, and I look down, which wasn't the move. So I've pretty much scoured most parts of this woods. However, I had never seen that bottle before. We found other like Coke bottles from the early 1900s, but it didn't look like this. I'm guessing because there's this stream that was there, but it's dried up since. But like erosion kind of revealed some more stuff in the soil, because that's one of like my brother's favorite parts of the woods. I usually tend towards Mother Oak. But I'm surprised we haven't seen it before. We also have some May apples still here. I haven't really seen many like flowering. That one looks like it did or is going to or whatever. Oh, yeah, it's going to. That's cool. They're just late bloomers. That's all. But these are fun. One of my side quests for this summer, for reference, I'm an undergrad student and I have summers off, or at least this one, is to find a native slug, because these woods are full of northern dusky slugs, which are invasive, as well as I've seen a couple gray field slugs, which are also invasive. I don't have the heart to go around salting these slugs. I know it would be better, but I just can't. Okay, I'm not much of a bird person, but there's this cool feather. And we do have hawks, so I don't know if it's that, because usually I just see like blue jays and robins out here. I definitely see hawks because we have a little cat who I'm always, not always, but I'm worried that she's gonna get absolutely snatched by a hawk. I don't know, maybe my brother knows. It's getting to be golden hour, so I think it's really pretty. My phone doesn't really capture it, but I pretty much have to be outside when it's either like the morning or the evening, because it gets too hot and it makes me really dizzy otherwise. But I can definitely appreciate times like these where it's just really quiet, except for the highway in the background, and I don't know, it feels like the forest is kind of going back to bed. This is usually my last step on my shorter walks, or last stop, not step. We call her Mother Oak. I'm feeling pretty dizzy, so this is probably gonna be the end of the video. This is my favorite tree in this woods. It's the biggest. It's why I thought slugs were out at all hours of the day, because there's always slugs at the little wet patches right here. I'm pretty sure that's just like sap or water or whatever. If life cooperates, I plan on making other videos exploring the local metro parks or the stream. There's a stream that way past the highway path, but it's like prime tick season, and they're my least favorite creatures on this planet. So I don't want to go there. I don't really know how to do the YouTube thing, so bye.